over.
Yeah.
That's
Easy.
crucial.
Just let me know when we get. Hi everyone. Sorry about what happened. We had a little issue with the screen and trying to make sure that we had our settings correct. So now we're back, and we were talking with Restoration in Progress. Alicia Ferguson on Facebook and Instagram. She has a line called Restoration in Progress. She just made a huge announcement that I didn't think she was going to make. But what was it? So tell them again.
Restoration Progress will have its first women's brunch April 13th, 2019. The event will be free for all ladies. If you would like to attend, you just let us know that you will be able to attend the event. It's free. I just want you to come with no cares about to buy a ticket or anything. Just come and be there and enjoy the moment.
So what should they expect at this event at Restoration in Progress?
Well, I'm going to have two speakers, which is one yourself and I.
Oh,
You're going to speak.
no.
And I have also a friend of mine that she's a nurse. She will be speaking. That she has her own nonprofit organization as well. So she will be there speaking. And it's just going to be just an encouragement and uplifting our women, and dealing with sexual abuse. We're dealing with grief, and so on. And, just to uplift one another and just have a great time. Be in that space of just enjoying people, enjoying women, and uplifting women. And a part of networking as well with one another.
So, I'm sorry, y'all. We are all over the place tonight. Now, you see how this devil doing me?
It's okay.
My thing is all my phone ringing, my screen won't get right. This just is not. But you know what? We're gonna tape anyway. How about that? Y'all just gotta look at it sideways. It's still not right. It's still sideways. So, Restoration in Progress is having an event April the 13th. Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
It's a Saturday.
April the 13th on a Saturday. Restoration in Progress is gonna have an event, and is it for ladies or just men? I mean, both.
Men are welcome.
Men are welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I just want to make sure my ladies come out and enjoy the moment.
Well, you already know everybody support Alicia Ferguson, Peaches.
That's good to hear.
Y'all know y'all support Alicia Ferguson, and she'll be there. But tell me, I veered kind of from the conversation to promote Restoration in Progress. I want to know, after your accident, if I may. After your accident, how did this here, Restoration in Progress, come out? What did it take you to, how did the change?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, right after the accident, I was in a very dark place.
Right.
I was suicidal. I was very depressed. Just really in a bad place. So, it took me time to get back to start back writing. And once I started back writing, that's how I told you I came up in the end. Like God just laid in my spirit to write Restoration in Progress. And what I had came to understand that was my physical body was healing, but my mental state wasn't catching up with my physical.
What'd you say? Your physical body was healing,
but my mental state wasn't catching up with my physical. Physically, I was looking well, but mentally, I wasn't well. So when I became a Restoration in Progress, I was restoring. I had to be restored all over again.
That's deep. That's real deep. And I am, wow. I'm loving that. I think that we, a lot of restoration needs to take place, not just in, I understand and I'm grateful that it was you that was strong enough to bring forth the conversation of Restoration in Progress. I think me in my life, I probably went through restoration in progress and didn't know during my traumatic experiences that that's what was happening. And you know, something that I realize is that the journey for each of us is going to be different.
Yes, the journey is totally different. How we respond to things that happen to us in our lives. For me, even me having that accident, which I tell people now today that I was in an accident, but it was no accident because I felt like God had to get my attention. You know, that He had to put me in a place where He could be able to use me, and I couldn't run anymore. So something drastic had happened. Not everything is built around what the devil has done to you. Sometimes God allows things to happen to get your full attention because He wants to use you in a different area in your life. So for that, with me, traumatic experience that I had in the past also came up. When I had the accident, things that I had suppressed in the beginning started to come to the forefront. So I was starting to see all the things I had done went through.
Wow.
Once I had the accident. So things I thought I had suppressed or I thought I dealt with, I hadn't dealt with it. Like God would want you to deal with it.
So for a woman that you have not, a woman you don't know, someone you just met on the street, how can restoration in progress help? You know, how would you explain that to that person?
My whole agenda is to get women to be able to trust themselves. Because if we don't trust ourselves, we can't trust no one else around them.
You need to tell them that.
My whole
you need to tell them that.
My whole agenda is to make sure women begin to trust themselves first. We put trust in everyone else, and we don't really trust ourselves. So if we don't really trust ourselves, why are we putting trust in other people to handle us? No one can handle us the way God can handle us. So we have to start doing that, I said the other day, self-examination of our own lives. Because if we don't do that for ourselves, we're no good for no one else. And we'll find ourselves being broken along this journey that God has placed in front of us if we don't get in contact with who we are.
And one of the things that we always talk about on Hosanna for Youth, this platform for sure, is finding your journey. And finding your journey, you will have to acknowledge some very, very hurtful things about yourself. And look at it, right smack in front of you.
Because you can't continue to blame everybody else.
I wish this was a fan, because I was almost going to fan myself. Woo! The usher's going to have to pick me up in a minute. But listen, how many women are, stuck in that space of blaming everybody else?
A lot of us are. Because, when you're dealing with traumatic experiences that either sexual or, like me being in an accident, and I dealt with sexual abuse, I dealt with domestic violence. So when you're dealing with all of that, you trying to find out who you really are to have been put in these different situations, and that this is continuing to happen to you. Because sometimes when you have one issue, that issue will lead you down the line for something else.
Yes, it will.
And you make all these bad choices in life, and you don't even see that, I'm making these bad choices because of what happened to me back then. That one thing that happened to you will cause a lot of lifetime grief if you don't get in contact with who you are and who God is for me. Because my God is everything.
Yeah, my God is everything. The thing that I think for most is the fear.
Fear.
I think for most the part of getting moving is the fear. To finding your path or getting on that path or to start the journey is the fear. And one thing that you said is when you started writing, you always wrote.
Yeah.
Beautiful penmanship, I gotta say that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful penmanship, you always wrote. And I think, now in this season, it's time for all of that to come to life. Like it's no longer, all these papers everywhere and these books everywhere, and this is all for it to come to life. And I think this reach that you have right now amongst women, especially women in close-knit in a community, because all of us, you know, I'm on this side and I'm talking about the sexual part, and you're on that side talking about the being, you know,
the becoming.
The becoming, yes. You're there with that, and I think that it's a total package that we all need to tap into, because you can learn something from other people. You know, other people's stories is what helps you along your journey too. And taking
some people don't like to share their story, but if you share that story, it is really going to help someone else.
Yeah.
And sometimes we live in fear because when you have these traumatic experiences, you're scared to tell someone because why? Because you've been taught to be quiet. You know, for our culture, we was always told to be quiet. You didn't say anything about if your uncle touched you or if your mom boyfriend touched you because you were scared that your mom not gonna believe you that happened. You know, you was just afraid how people was gonna look at you. You victimized yourself.
Ooh.
You were the victim.
Say that again.
You were the victim, but you victimized yourself. So that's where the fear sets in your life because you're so afraid to do anything because you're carrying that luggage. I wrote something a couple months ago and I said my 50-year-old had to deal with my 12-year-old chapter. I mean, my 12-year-old little girl that I carried for so long through my life. That I holding on to that, and me holding on to her, it was a bad choice after bad choice after bad choice when it came to relationships, decisions I made, because I was carrying that abused little girl with me. That abused girl went through so many different stages in her life as she got older as a woman.
And I mean, when I read that, when you wrote it, I mean, when you were talking about it, the thing that stood out to me is I say the same thing about the 8-year-old little girl. And it's so funny that this 8-year-old little girl and that 12-year-old little girl was actually in the same place at some point in time, and we never shared that. We shared so much other stuff, but we never shared that, and we didn't know. I'll tell the story. So, my dad, Alicia used to live with my dad and his wife, and I came along. So she was like the sister that was in the house with me. Now, we had never, and the years that went by, these are many years back, we never had any friction, any altercation, no nothing. I think one night you wanted my attention, you wanted to talk or something, and I wouldn't talk with her, and she cut my fingernails off.
You were going to tell that story.
Yes, child. I was sucking my thumb. I think she cut my fingernails off. But nevertheless, we never had any indifferences.
No, never.
Never. But the thing about the traumas we never shared. And you know, when I was in my darkest space, it was like she was there, and in her darkest space, I was there. But we didn't know what was dark because both of us looked the same. You know, our light was just.
Yeah, we didn't know.
We didn't know.
Because you was told to be quiet, and in my life, I was told to be quiet, so you don't say anything.
We didn't say.
You never know what's going on with that person next to you because you being quiet because you were told to be quiet.
Yeah. And here it is, and it's just evidence sitting here of how your life journey, you could be in the same place at the same time with somebody, and your life journey will go a different route, but then it will meet up for the purpose, if you understand what I'm saying.
God's plan. It's all God's plan.
I know y'all looking at me sideways. I'm being funny, but I'm sorry I can't fix it. I don't know how to fix it. But restoration in progress. We have. Is there an age limit to this restoration in progress? What is it, a brunch or?
It's going to be a brunch. Now, I don't mind. You know, I want the young girls there because I need my young girls that's going through things and don't know how to deal with these things to be around the older women who have been through it and be that support system. We have our young girls. We just don't left them to the wayside. We have allowed them to think that they're. Can I say it?
You can say whatever you want to.
That their ass is their asset. That their body being redone.
I'm
and their minds are not being redone.
Wait a minute. And I do want to show y'all what I got on. That's all stuff. You can flip the screen, yes. I'm looking like old country western style. Yes, I am. But listen, the young girls are thinking they ass is they asset.
Just think about it. When you're looking at social media today, everybody has their ass turned around for you to look at. Nobody is thinking about their mind.
So I shouldn't be on the live
no,
like
you
this.
shouldn't be on the line like that, no.
You know what? It's good. Laughter is good for the soul, honey. And I'm doing this so you got to make it uncomfortable yet comfortable to bring it back in, because some people won't get it. So that whole thing is your ass. It don't take for you to have to promote your body. Use your body to be worthy.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say that right now. I feel like the doctor should have been on the show today with this right here, but I'm gonna let her. That's.
But you know what I'm saying is too. A lot of people are dealing with self-conscious issues as well. It's self-esteem. So I'm not trying to downgrade anybody that do physical things to their body, right. But I want people to understand that your mind is more important than this. Your inside is more important. Work on that inside. Yeah. Concentrate on that than this here. Because anybody love you or want you, they're going to look at you from the inside out.
Yeah. I agree. And I heard your disclaimer. I'm not knocking you for making that looks good. Yeah, no, we ain't knocking it, but it's
I probably could lose a little touch up here and there, but you know, I'm good. I'm okay where I'm at with God.
I hear you. So on that note, I'm gonna say this: Hosanna for Youth is a platform, you know, sis, that we started, and it's for those. Well, it's really for at-risk youth. Yes. And as we began to peel the layers of at-risk, I realized I was a statistic. And looking at the statistic, people say, "What do you mean by that?" I mean everything that you can possibly think of. I think I've been in each category. Mm-hmm. So when I started addressing some of those things here as a grown woman, I realized the underlying issue that impacted me the most was the incest and the molestation, and how it just took me to a dark place that I didn't think I can come out of.
You will forever carry that. I carry it with me. I think about it on a constant basis. Mm-hmm. But what do we do with it? How can we channel it in a whole different way? It's by helping someone else. That young girl that out there might go choose drugs. Everybody handles traumatic experiences different. Mm-hmm. You know, thank God I never, got on drugs. But you got some people out there that it has messed them up their whole life.
Yeah, and I thank God for being off of it.
Yeah, so that's why I tell people, like, never look at someone and say, "Oh, what child, they need to get themselves together, or they going through this, or they look stupid." You never know what a person has been dealt with in their life.
Exactly.
So I look at people and I want them to come to me just as they are. I can say something because I know where I've been, and anything can happen at this moment in my life as well. But I got to be in this world to be able to encourage my sisters, help my sisters, help women in general, not just African American women, but all women.
Yes, exactly.
We gotta get out of that frame where we just think about us.
No.
We gotta be able to help each other as women.
Yeah, period. As women, period. And that's the one thing with Hosanna for Youth. We are a non-judgmental place that is very diversified. Mm-hmm. We welcome everybody, and we meet you right where you at. And it's not just for women. This organization is for everybody, because the issues of life and the underlying issues that impacts is not just for women. It's men too.
Men too.
We have men in our communities or as leaders or as bosses that are dealing with some issues but don't have a platform to share and speak about it, because then they get ridiculed or, they manhood get challenged. So we try to create a very diversified environment around here so that all feel welcome. And that's what I like about it. I mean, Hosanna is the heartbeat of existence for me, and it's not just because for me, it's the people that I come into contact with and I meet and they share their self just like you. You know, it's amazing. I never thought a platform of such to tell someone that you can tell if someone touched you. You don't have to hold it in. You got somebody that's going to support you through this. Would be this. You know, I mean, when you come and we talk personally and, you know, all the little etches of where I've been and you say, sis, but you good. And I'm like, and you just keep going, and sometimes it's like, I don't think she knows me.
I know you.
You know, so to be able to give back and become a pillar in the community, I can see Hosanna for Youth, Restoration and Progress, and some other ones that's gonna eventually be created, come together, that we will be helping cultivate the community in a different stance going forward. That, you know, some things that we didn't necessarily have
when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm grateful of that. Well, I'm sorry of all the technical difficulties of me and my mouth difficulties that we had tonight. I was anticipating my sister to be here tonight. I was anticipating. She was nervous.
Yes. You know, I don't like really being in front of people. Yeah. I don't like being in front of people like that. So I'm just, I know I'm nervous.
She looks so pretty tonight. I mean, with this glow. I mean, yeah.
I better not say it because somebody might go do it before I can get
Yeah,
shirt. I'm gonna hold it
Okay. I'm gonna give you a little sidebar. If you have an idea that you want to move forward, don't share your idea with social media until you've done so. Make moves in silence. Produce what you're gonna do and then put it out there. If you're gonna have a business, trademark your logo, trademark your stuff, know your stuff. Become a grown-ass woman about your business and not everybody else's. That's just a little side note I want to put in there. And, you know, grown-ass woman is not just a t-shirt. It is a business on some biz. It's one that helps cultivate Hosanna for You. And created it a few years ago.
I remember.
And I was trying to figure out exactly where it was going to go, what it was going to do, and I just decided to, right now at this point, let God use it for this and Restoration and Progress. I'm looking forward to see all that it's going to become.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having us. Having me.
So you all tune in next Wednesday, 6:15. We thank you for being here for Hosanna for Youth. We have some amazing things coming up in 2019. I hate you missed the party. It was off the chain. You can see it on the social media. But you're more than welcome to come by anytime you want. We're here every Wednesday, every Thursday at 2646 Northwest 4th Street in Fort Lauderdale, 33311. And you're more than welcome if you want to make a donation to the organization. We have Cash App, which is $ Hosanna for Youth. You can do PayPal, paypal.me/Hosanna for Youth, or you can just come to the building and see us. Take pictures with us. Buy a shirt. Until next time, be safe.